Hello, welcome. My name is Debbie and this is Pouring My Art Out for the Lord. And I just have a really quick and easy little project for you today. I'm using my Faith Basics kits again. And I just decided to take a few of the images and I just started playing and came up with some I think neat ideas. So first of all, I just made a little frame and put one of the portraits in there and a sentiment, and I thought that would look cute on a journal page. Let's see, let's go a little bit in. So here was another frame that I made. I put another portrait in there and just put one of my tickets there. And okay, and then I took a few of the frames and I put them together and I made this little page of 3. I have 3 frames plus this one in the middle there, and added a sentiment. So if you're doing a let me see if I can find just a plain journal page here. So if you put something like that on a journal page, you could put a little bit of stenciling in the background or something like that, but I thought you could use these for little journaling spots. So I thought that was really cute. And then I have the squares left over from there. So I changed some of those into, like this one, I just added one of my smaller circles and a sentiment. Plus I did the background stamping, and you know, you could even have that as an accent, something like that. Here's another one similar with the banner. And these could also just, you know, adorn a page on their own. Here's one that I just did a really small banner on it. And here's another one with one of the stamps that I have. I call them stamps. They're kind of like a faux postage stamp, but a large faux postage stamp. And then I started thinking, well, what if I use different shapes? Because I have the square, and I thought, what if I use a circle? So I did a circle, and I'll show you in a minute how I did that. But I thought these looked really cute too, and I put some of my circle images in there, and this one just has a sentiment on it there. Here's another one, and this one, you could put it down there. You could use it as a little tuck. I stapled one of my tickets there, and then I used the inside of the circles, and I did this one just with one of my stamps. Here's one of those banners on the squares again. This one, I probably need something here still, but I put one of my clocks there. So I just wanted to show you how I made these. Really simple, easy, quick, and you can use them in all kinds of different ways. I think once I make a few more, I'm probably going to end up using them in even more different ways. So I'll just put those aside for now. Okay, so the first thing that you need is some coffee dyed either heavy paper or cardstock. I have some cardstock here that I coffee dyed a while ago. And I'm just going to grab a page of that. And then we need to cut our shapes. So you can do this different ways. You can use a die cut to make the square frame. You can cut it by hand, measuring and cutting. You can use a trimmer. These ones are 2.5 inches on the outside. So you can cut strips that are 2.5 inches, and then you can do a square inside there. But what I'm going to use is I'm going to use some punches that I have, and I don't use them that frequently, but I thought this was a great use for them. So these are huge punches. So I'm just going to show you how to do this, but you can use, you know, different punches, different sizes. Just giving you the idea here. So I want to punch out one of these squares. And then I'm going to take my larger punch, my square punch, and I'm going to line it up so that it's equal or fairly equal on all 4 sides. That looks good to me. I'll punch that out and voila, we have a frame. So I'm just going to make a couple more of those. There. And then I also played around with making some circle ones. These are Marvy Uchida punches. I think you can still get them. I punch a circle. And this one punches fairly close to the edge. And then when you're punching this, if I do it the same on all sides, you see I can't get it all the way around because the first one punched too close to the edge. So then it has this straight edge on it, which actually works very interesting on a page. Yep, those are the same ones I used. When you're putting it on a page, you can, line it up at the bottom of the page, or in this one, you can line it up in the top of the page. You could even turn it into a paper clip or something like that. That would be neat. So there are the circles. So this is one of the circles. I'll just do a couple of those as well. You can do rectangles. You can do, anything that you want. All right, and then we'll get our pieces out here that we punched. So we got 2 circles. And we've got 3 squares. So the first thing I want to do is I just want to stamp a little bit on these images. And I have here a couple of stamps from, these are called Local King Rubber Stamp, and these are Canadian. She's out of Vancouver, BC, in Canada. But I think you can buy them all over, but I mean, you could use any stamp. This is just a basic script stamp, and this is a music stamp. So I'm just going to use the script stamp first. They're large stamps, and I'm just going to, I'm not going to put it on an acrylic block or anything. I'm just going to use my black ink here, and I'm just going to stamp. And I kind of put them together so that I can stamp more than one image at the same time. Doesn't matter if you overlap or, just something like that. Looks good. This one's almost done too. I would say that one is done. And you can really stamp anything that you want on here. So there's those. And maybe I'll just try the music one. I didn't do the music one last time. See what that one looks like. So just put a few shapes out here and do some stamping. You could try different colors if you wanted to. I brought out my red in case I wanted to use my red. So maybe I'll do that on a couple. There, so I've got those done. And don't worry if you missed little parts, you're not going to notice that when it's done. And I've got this one here. And maybe I'll just try some red script on this one just to see what that looks like. My red ink stamp pad is in a little bit of rough shape here, but I think it'll work. It still has a bit of black on it, which is okay. There. We'll see what those look like. So that's it for the stamping for now. These are really quick and easy. You can make a bunch of these backgrounds and then just, go to town figuring out how you want to put things together. So I'm just going to grab a few things out of my Faith Basics kits. So I want things that are kind of square and circle. So here's some circles. There's a couple of large circles that I can use, and I've got the stamps and banners to have. Getting low on these again already. Maybe grab, I don't know what I'm going to use yet, but we'll see. So I'll grab those. I might need a couple of tickets. I'll just put those to the side for a minute, and maybe the sentiments as well. These ones I really like in this because they're kind of pictures already. These are my sepia portraits. These are the ones in the Polaroids. And then these are the ones that are just the portraits by themselves. So I can just grab a few of those. See what we want to use. This kit has lots of pages in it, so if you print out all the pages and cut them out, you'll have lots for quite a while. This one I don't think I'm going to use. That one I don't think I'm going to use. These ones could use maybe these and maybe a couple of those. Let's play around and see what we can do. All right, I've got all my pieces cut out, and I also got them all inked around the edges. My ink pad was not playing nice with me today, but I managed to get these ones inked up. So let's just have a little play and see what we can do. I want to try these square frames first, because that was my initial plan. So I like these portraits in there, and you can either put them at the back, so it's like a framed picture, or you can put them at the top, so it's kind of like setting on top. These ones I think I'm going to put at the back. So I'm just going to get my glue. Just going to put a thin layer or a thin line of glue on the inside edge of these frames, right by the inner cut. Center this over there. And there is one. More glue here. So there's one. I want to kind of match the images a little bit on this one. So I've got an older couple of ladies there. I like to make up stories about these guys. So this is the grandma for this little girl, and this is the grandma for this little girl. So they got together and they took pictures of themselves and their little girls. And if I was not on camera, I'd probably make up names for them and where they lived, but I'll spare you that right now. Okay, so there's two, and one more. They don't overlap, these frames, these particular ones. I mean, just you can use really anything for the centers here, but if you use, you know, pictures that overlap a little more, or these are just perfect for this size, but you can adapt this project to many different sizes and shapes of things. So there I have my three. Now you could really play around with this, like you could do, you know, just sort of a thing like this straight, you could kind of do them, you know, maybe the older couple here and kind of the girls wonky up there. You could do 3 in a row like this. You could do 3 in a row like this, kind of do a belly band. You could kind of offset one a little bit to make a belly band like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I just have a little bit of this cardstock left over from cutting things out. So I'm just going to put quite a bit of glue on this piece here. And then I'm just going to line this up. I'll just do, okay, so I want this like this and this like this. I'll turn it over like that. Just going to kind of line it up so it's about in the center. And then I'm going to do one join there like that. And then this one will be like that. Keep in mind how big your journal pages are when you're doing this. You could also do it this way too, but I think I'll do it this way this time. So overlap at about half. Like that. And there we have our little page embellishment. So we can put that on a journal page. We can use it just as an embellishment like that. We can actually use it as a belly band. We could just glue it on the top and the bottom and have a belly band tuck. I might reinforce it a little bit more if I was going to do that. But I think it looks really neat just to have it on a page like that. And then you could do, you know, journaling here and here, lots of different things. And then you could also have, you know, another embellishment, you know, something like this, or just something totally different. I have a washi sticker, you know, just something like that. I think that would look really nice just to accent that page. So there's one idea. And then let's try one of these circles. So again, you can do these at the top, at the bottom. I think this one kind of looks like the writing is this way, so I'm going to put this one at the top. And I've got a couple of different circles. I've got some cowboy boots. I've got a mason jar with some daisies here. I've got a sewing machine. I've got some, oh, got that one already. I've got some books with flowers on top. I like that one. And here is a dragonfly. I'm actually going to use the dragonfly. Now these ones are exactly the same size, just because that's the way my punches were. So I'm just going to set that in there how I want it, like that. And then I'll turn it over. And then this will fit exactly into here. So I can't really glue anything onto anywhere there. So what I'm just going to do, just going to take a little scrap of paper here. And this, if you're gluing it on your page, this does not have to be neat at all. If you wanted it to be neater, what you can do is just punch out the larger circle out of a backing page. Maybe I'll do that on the next one just to show you. This is what I did on the other ones. I think I just put about 4 of these pieces all the way around just to try to make them not come out of the outer circle there, so that they're not showing from the front side. And one more. And this doesn't have to cover every little bit of this circle, because we're gonna, at least I'm planning to glue this page or this embellishment right onto the page so that the whole thing will be glued. It's just to keep it in place. So there you have your embellishment like this. You could use it as a tuck if you wanted to. I would finish the back maybe then, or you can just leave it like that. And these can have You know, you can add a sentiment or a ticket. You could add, I was just thinking, as I was making this, it would be kind of neat to do a button cluster. So a couple scraps of lace and some fabric and sew a button on it and just use those as little embellishments. I think that would look fabulous. I think I might try that. Just seeing what a ticket will look like here. Just cutting out a blue ticket I have here. This one says, "Admit one soul." So you could just kind of staple that on the side, you know, depending on what you have for a journal page and what colors that you have. I'm just going to staple it on there. And there you have your embellishment. So there's one. Here's another one, and I said I was going to show you. I'm going to take my big punch again. And there's just a page I have of coffee dyed paper. I was just experimenting with some stuff, so I'll just punch out. Oh, it's not gonna like punching. It's funny how punches don't like thin things. I think we can get that to work though. Just trim a little bit off there. So that will just fit on the back like that, yep. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll find another one of these images. Maybe I'll use the cowboy boots for this one. And this one I think I'm going to put this way. So I'm just going to line that up how I want it. And then just give it a bit of a glue. I want to glue the outside here. And the inside. You can kind of, probably would be smart to just put a little piece of paper or washi tape or something to hold these two together before you started doing this. That's what I would likely do next time, but so then this will be like this, and this will be like this. Let's get this lined up like I want it. Maybe, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put it on here. You're probably saying to me, you know, there's an easier way to do that. And I know there probably is. And then I can glue it on like that. And then I will just trim off the rest of this edge. There's just a little bit of that showing because it didn't punch very well here. And there we have our finished, I didn't put the pattern side at the bottom, but that's okay. And just ink that a little bit. Now this can be used as a tuck, and remember you can use this in any shape. You know, you can have the square, you can put lines at the back, you know, all kinds of different things with that one. We could do a little ticket on that as well. Let's see what this one would look like here. This one says Bible text. So that might look kind of cool, just to have that, you know, off to the side like that. a little bit more glue in there. There, so then we have another one. There's our two circle ones. All right, so let's do a couple more of these square ones. Just see what we can come up with. I have these postage stamp things too. This one says weight on it. So if I put it on the bottom, then that dark is hidden. If I put it at the top, then the dark is showing. So you could do that either way. I think just to be different, I think I'll put this one on the top. Because the other ones we put at the bottom. I have to refill this glue. I said that yesterday, but I didn't get around to it yet. All right, and just line that up in the middle. This already has a sentiment on it, so I probably wouldn't put another sentiment on. But again, you could just use this, you could use it as a tag embellishment. You could just put it on here for a tuck. You can, you know, just use it as an embellishment. You can add, you know, if you had something like this, and then you could add an extra thing there, or there's, like I've got, you know, these sort of things. You could have a couple of those. On your page, I'm just using a plain blank page. You know, if you had some, I don't think I even have any patterned paper. Well, I've got this, so I could, you know, just show you, you know, how it would look a little bit with something like that, and then you could have, you know, a bit of Bible text or something on the background just to anchor the two pieces. But even just having that or this, you know, on a page, I think would look good. And then I have a couple more of these guys. This is the one that I kind of messed up. Let's see what we could do with these guys. I could just do something like that. I think that would actually look kind of interesting. So I'm just going to put glue onto here. And center that onto this side. And put glue onto this side on the bottom. And center that. And there we have another little embellishment. So we could use that as probably not exactly a side tuck, although you could. You could do this to have journaling space in there. You could even, you know, use it to have some other little bit inside. I don't really have anything here, I don't think, but you could have, you know, another little flower, or where's that flower that I had earlier somewhere here. I don't know where that went to. Here it is. That would look like. You know, you could just have something like that. I think that would look interesting. And then you could have a label or something on here, a sentiment. The point is, you know, you could just decorate these up, make the little frames, have your inserts. I think having an object, either a person or a flower or something, makes it more interesting. But you could have, you know, something like that. I think that would look fabulous. So I might actually even put that together. Then you can also do, there's my circles here. These are just my circles that I punched out of the center, and you could have, you know, something like that, and that you could even have, I have a label there, but if you did a bigger label like that and did a bit of a flower, you know, cute little cluster. So lots of really interesting ideas. Go and make some frames, make some, get some of the little images here if you want. And these are all the images that I've been using today are part of my Faith Basics kit. I'll link that below if you're interested. And I have some bundle deals going on right now, and some surprise bonuses if you purchase the bundles. So take advantage of that. It's till the end of September 2023, and yeah, make some cool embellishments. Thanks, friends. Blessings.